Mike Rizzo, the Nationals Vice President, General Manager, joining us now, and all of baseball is enamored by Stephen Strasburg.
Well, you know, it happens every so often. Once in a generation, you get a pitcher that has the buzz and the hype that a player like Stephen has. It's all built around ability and what might be. And you know, people in baseball and around the country have seen what this guy can be, and they really like the way that he's, you know, his demeanor and the way he goes about his business.
Mike, I think the biggest question that I get most often is, you know, and it's been published, but people continue to ask, how far are you going to push Stephen in the season? How many starts are we looking at? How many innings total? And you know, the idea of why you're protecting him.
Well, the starts aren't the number of starts is really second only to the number of pitches thrown in each and every start. You know, if he could go into a 7th and 8th inning of a game, as long as he stays under that 100 pitch count, we're going to keep him at 100 pitches. He's a 21-year-old kid. He's the future of the franchise. We certainly don't want to burn him out in lieu of trying to get a couple of more victories in 2010. This guy's a long-term asset for us. We've controlled him to this point, and you know, we're going to continue to monitor him and control him and do the right thing by him, because you know, what's good for Stephen Strasburg is good for the Washington Nationals.
Mike, when you look ahead to the All-Star game in Anaheim coming up, there's some talk about Stephen Strasburg could be picked by Charlie Manuel to be on the National League All-Star team.
Well, I mean, that certainly is you know, Charlie Manuel's decision, and you know, the question I was asked before is would we allow him to pitch in the All-Star game if he were asked? We would certainly be honored if he were to be asked, and it's an important step in the career of Stephen, and certainly it's an important game for the National League, because that game determines who gets the 7th and final game in the World Series. So you know, it's a big game, and if the case happened where he would be asked by Charlie Manuel to pitch there, we certainly wouldn't stand in his way.
The club has made a monumental leap, Riz, in the last year with you being here. Obviously, the draft choices, the picks, Bryce Harper. But what I look at is Desmond's out there playing, homegrown. Bernardino's out there doing a heck of a job. Drew Storen's out there, Strasburg. You're starting to see the developmental aspect of what you're putting together. The draft, we haven't really talked about that. Your overall feeling about how our draft went this year?
Well, we feel extremely excited about the draft. We feel that if we get all the players that we drafted signed, the players that we indicated that we need to sign, we feel that we're going to have an impact draft. We've signed 5 or 6 players that we think have tremendous ceilings that are going to impact us in the future. And you know, this development thing through the draft takes time. We've accelerated a bit with college players such as Strasburg, Storen, Jordan Zimmerman. But you see the true value of the draft when you get an Ian Desmond and a Roger Bernardino, and they go through the system and the way it's supposed to go. You know, we've done great things. Our Roy Clark and Chris Klein have really done a terrific job this year in the draft. You know, the player development is doing their job, an outstanding job led by Bob Boone and Spin Williams on the pitching side. You know, we're excited about where the franchise is going. We're just starting to be good. You know, we've got a long-term focus on being a championship organization. You know, we're taking some good baby steps right now, but the best is yet to come. And I've said it before, we're here to win games and to win championships, and not doing that will not be satisfactory.
Mike, does Michael Morse surprise you? The guy's hitting .429 the last month. He can play 6 different positions for you. Every time he goes out there, he makes something happen.
Well, I mean, I'd like to say he's surprising me, but you know, we traded for him for a reason. We saw something in him, and when we traded for him, that he's got a good approach at the plate. He's got a big angular body that can backspin the baseball. He can hit it a long way when he gets his pitch. He gives us versatility because he plays multiple positions. And remember, we scouted him in AAA with the Seattle Mariners. He was the everyday shortstop in Tacoma. So we know the guy can play multiple positions. He's athletic for his size, and you know, he carries a big bat. And when he gets his pitch, he can juice it and hit it a long way.
Mike, we have our Nats Extra poll question every day, and the question today involves your job. You can log on to MASNsports.com to vote. What's the most exciting part of being a GM? Making trades, creating a roster, draft day, or talking to the media?
Well, I would say A, B, and C. Talking to the media is my least favorite of the four by far. I love talking to you two because we can talk baseball, but the media portion of my job is probably the portion of the job I have the least amount of success at. But I love the draft day. I love the creation of the roster. I love the interaction with the big league players and the minor league players. And you know, it's the creating of an organization is like the beginning of a family, and we've got a good strides and going in a direction that we want to go, but we're not nearly done. We're just scratching the surface, and there's a lot of good things ahead.
Mike, thank you very much. Always great to have you with us today, believe me. Mike Rizzo, thanks for coming up, Mike. Always appreciate it.